What if I told you that they have some problems over at Marvel? And what if I told you that they actually recognize them? Well, in this latest story coming from Bounding Into Comics, I think we could say, Disney, we have a problem. What's the solution? Let's jump right in. Looks like Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige says some Phase 4 heroes will be cut from the next two Avengers films. The two films I think that the Russo brothers are going to produce, but we'll continue on with the article here, or at least the headline. Choices will have to be made, that's for sure. Yes, you're going to have to eliminate an entire phase of characters that aren't very popular, Kevin. This is the biggest problem with Marvel, is diving into stuff that nobody liked in comics and nobody's going to enjoy in film. They want you to go back to the things they love, the greatest hits, and, well, maybe you're just going to have to. Spencer wrote this story over there at Bounding Into Comics, and it says, in the face of an absolutely massive amount of costume heroes currently available to be drafted to the team, Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige says that's not all of them will make the cut for the next two Avengers films. Well, of course not. It was a little ridiculous what we got at Endgame with the sheer volume of characters on the screen simultaneously and how much money that actually had to cost them, which I can't even fathom at this point since we still don't know, honestly, just how much money they're spending on these movies. Now, from the article, it says, the perpetually baseball cap studio head offered this insight regarding an Avengers' upcoming roster moves while speaking to Gizmodo's Germain Lucier in promotion of Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, the reason that he wears baseball cap is because he's bald and he's vain. And that's fine. I'm fine with both of those things. I'm not calling out anybody, is bald. I'm calling out the fact that wouldn't, be a problem to take it off occasionally, and sometimes he does. Anyway, enough of that aside. Asked as to whether all of the numerous heroes introduced the MCU's Phase 4, such as Monica Rambeau, White Widow, Shang-Chi, America Chavez, Black Panther Shuri version, Ironheart, which nobody wants, She-Hulk, which, well, didn't go over very well in television form, and all of the Eternals, which were craptastic, would be making an appearance in either Avengers 5 or Avengers Secret Wars. Feige admitted that only some of them would have a part to play in saving the multiverse. How about just, saving the world again? How about less stakes? How about something we can get our teeth into? Well, of course not. So I rarely speak in absolutes like that, right? Said the studio head. The notion of ever seeing somebody again, we've got Tim Blake Nelson in a movie coming up next year, right? So I never talk in absolutes like that, but the truth is, we're going to tell a story in these Avengers movies, and there won't be room for 100,000 characters in it. And while I agree, there are an awful lot of characters in Marvel's universe, I don't think there's 100,000. There are a lot, just not 100,000. Continuing on. So choices will have to be made, that's for sure. But that doesn't mean that you won't ever see anybody ever again. Oh, bummer. So while Feige did not provide any details as to just which Marvel heroes would be benched, simple speculations suggest that those left out of the MCU's final fight will, at the very least, likely include Moon Knight, Scarlet Scarab, most, if not all, of the Eternals, and definitely include She-Hulk. And if this author may make a personal interjection, hopefully Shang-Chi, if not solely to save audiences from spending more time with the insufferable Simu Liu. Wow, Spencer, a little hard in the paint there on your boy, but I can understand because he is, annoying. So notably, Feige's admission regarding the Avengers roster comes hot on the heels of a rumor, as raised by Deadline's Mike Fleming and Justin Kroll, based on information supposedly relayed to them by their insider sources, that more than 60 MCU characters would reprise their roles for Avengers 5, including everyone from Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, and Benedict Cumberbatch to Tom Hiddleston, Simu Liu, and Karen Gillan. Okay, everybody but Simu Liu seems to make sense to me. So, adding to fan fears that the crossover film could be more of a convoluted cameo fest, than a coherent film. The pair further reported, unlike the first 4 films in which there was a core group that consisted of Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, Hemsworth, and Ruffalo, many of the characters in this film would have equal footing. I am very much not excited for this. And how would he know all of this if he just brought the Russo brothers back? I don't know. Making it more of an ensemble feature instead of a handful of characters leading the team. And that's just the MCU heroes. According to notable scooper My Time to Shine Hello, when it comes to the follow-up, Secret Wars, the team's roster will consist not just of Earth's mightiest heroes, but the multiverses, including the entire roster of the Fantastic Four. Wow. Wow, Jessica Alba's Invisible Woman, awesome. Michael Chiklis is the Thing, and Chris Evans is the Human Torch. No doubt a cameo that will result in some reference to his role as Captain America, as well as Doug Jones' Silver Surfer. That makes a little bit of sense. Thomas Jane's 2004 version of The Punisher. Oh, you wouldn't want to go back to the good one. Ben Affleck, mind you, Thomas Jane's fine as The Punisher. Don't get mad at me. I'm just saying. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner's respective takes on Daredevil and Elektra. That would be something. Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. Sign me up for that. And various members of Foxmen's X-Men series. Halle Berry's Storm. That's awesome. Anna Paquin's Rogue. Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, of course. And so on and so forth. So I guess we're going to get some Sony folks. We're going to get both versions of the Hulk in Eric Bana and Lou Ferrigno. Wesley Snipes' Blade. I imagine all of these will just be digital performances. Peter Hooton's Doctor Strange. Wow. And Toei's Tokusatsu's interpretation of Spider-Man. That's cool. So there you go. Kind of fun. We'll see how that works. Anyway, as much as this could be entertaining, I still think it's going to be frustrating. And you can count me as one of the people who may not be as excited for the next 2 Avengers films now that I know, well, some of this information. Whether or not it's real, that's for you to decide. But I guess, curiously enough, I have to ask you some questions. And if you'd like, you can answer down in the comments section below. I would actually appreciate that. And while you're down there, hit the thumbs up. But are you prepared for an entirely different Avengers team? Are you interested in everybody having level footing and no actual leadership? Because it seems to me that that's how Marvel got where it is now. A lack of leadership, direction, and, you know, some key players that would have made everything much more enjoyable in Phase 4 and so far into Phase 5. I will say that with the exception of Deadpool, there's nothing I'm looking forward to, and I'm very much worried about what we'll get out of a Falcon Cap performance that I don't think anybody was looking forward to. Marvel, you should have entirely rebooted, stuck with the original characters, and not been diving headfirst into something that nobody was interested in. And they were telling you that with comic sales and everything else. But regardless, what do you think? Do you think that this is a good move forward for Avengers? Do you think anybody's going to care? Are you going to care? Are you going to be invested in the Falcon Cap version of Cap? Are you going to be interested in, well, anything else that comes out of this hot mess? I mean, are you going to watch Ironheart when it comes out in television product and probably released all at the same time, just like Echo? Are you going to clamor for a She-Hulk Season 2? I don't know. I'm just curious. So leave me your thoughts down in the comments section below. As always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya.